guess. I guess it's fine. Oh, hi everybody, welcome. I'm trying to get used to this new Zoom setup. I guess on all these extra buttons I gotta push now. Welcome to J Spring Spotlight here on JLJ Media, and I'm back with my regular co-host. I'm not going to do a long intro. It's Frank Moran.
Hey everybody. Yes. On the mend. On the vend, which is great.
We're wishing you the best because I know you got COVID finally, so you
I
finally
did
got it,
it.
kids.
I did
You
it,
did it.
everybody.
You did it. You did it. It's not a badge of honor, but he did it, and he survived. Tell no tale. So he is here, folks, for us today, and I'm glad you're back.
Oh,
Thank
I'm glad to be back. I missed everybody.
Yes. So, folks, we're going to talk about your household before I get started, of course, with that. And Christina's epic falls, you saw in the chat. We're going to talk about, I want to tell you first that Y&R and Bold are out now. We did them this way. We were back. So it was me and Amanda Russ. Tammy Govea hates us and chose not to do the show. Just kidding. I wait for somebody to clip that out and send it to everybody. They said they hated you. No, we love Tammy. As I said earlier, I go, fuck Tammy. And so I want somebody to kind of, make that into a little something. But Tammy's on assignment. She'll be back sometime at some point. But Amanda and I did it. We done did it. We did it. We had a good time. We talked about both shows. They're out now. You check them out everywhere. Tony Moore, my chocolate twin, who came in through Bold and didn't know what he was talking about, but he had a good time. Their show, Dish and Days, starts after us at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And we're talking about Days of Our Lives. They had a crazy week there, too, with the goodbyes to Greg Vaughn and Ari Zucker. The characters riding off to the sunset. So we're talking about that over there on Dish and Days. And yes, every episode he talks about how old I am. So who knows what he'll say today? We are here. Also, check out my interview with Sean Kanan. Yes, Sean Kanan and I talked last Tuesday on my JLJ This Evening, Frank. We had a great talk live, and we had, oh my God, we're old friends. He tells the best stories. Oh my God, Frank, the best stories. And he told a story about Three's Company. So you want to check that out, folks. You want to check that. He says, I'm like, oh my God. He reveals something. We talked about Suzanne Summers. They worked together on Step by Step years ago. And he told a good Suzanne Summers story. But he told a good, I don't want to give it away. You just have to watch it. You guys just see it. It's fun. Little tidbit. We talked about Cobra Kai season 6. He's in episode 4. Will he be back? He can't say, obviously. He talked about Studio City and how they want to get a third season and cast me again on the show. Yeah, we talked about Bold and the Beautiful, Young and Restless, and we talked about General Hospital. So check that out. It's JLJ This Evening with Sean Kanan.
Speaking of him and Bold and Beautiful, is it true that Sheila is really finally truly dead? Or still is it just soap dead?
She's back. And her character is married to Sean Kanan's character, Deacon. So we talked about that also. And Sean explains why he thinks Sheila has changed.
Mm.
I don't believe it or not. We don't know. This is 30 years. She's been dead. She's less a toe, of course. She's 9 toes. So, and the toe cake was crazy. The wedding. That's a whole inside joke with the toe missing. But Sheila's back. I thought she was dead for good, but she's back.
I mean, why get rid of a classic?
Kimberly Brown's the bomb. My other friend. We love it. Frank is doing better. Sean is listening at work. Hey, I'm listening at work. So Jason, are you in Splash because of the Hi John, Samantha, Tony J says hi Frank.
Hey guys.
Hi Juan, AE, Gene. You guys are here. Something's saying other church brothers. We won't be here next week because I'll be in San Francisco all next week.
An assignment.
I'm actually doing organizing work, so I'll be in my old town with cool weather. Frank, right now I got 5 fans on me. You guys have no idea. But I will be where it's 50 degrees. I can wear a jacket, Frank. I'm so excited.
I mean, nothing's stopping you from wearing one right now.
Oh, there's some stuff. Death, overheating. Us bigger guys, sometimes we can't be wearing nothing extra. I'm wearing it. If I could wear a 2-piece bikini right now, I would for you guys, but don't want to scare you guys. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe a few guys might like it. We're not going to do that today.
Let me get super chat going for this.
Yeah. I love it. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Rodeli. Hi, you guys. Okay, we're gonna get right into it, kids, because the thing that made the news, like, it was a random Thursday. I will have to say, with a nice little cliffhanger surprise, because when Jagger threw that bag down, I knew something was up. He tossed it over that quick. He's like, but he left. Um, the fall that was heard around the world, and you can watch. They have the behind the scenes. They have the behind the scenes out there. I watched that too. It was good for daytime. I'll give it to you. For daytime, give it to you. Christina's fall. I gotta ask Frank. Shocked as I was when that happened.
Phenomenal. And what I loved on Friday is like, man, they made the best. They just like, no, we shot this. We're gonna use it as many times as we can.
Yes, they did.
Which
That's what I've seen like 20 times. Okay. Yeah, they like, I mean, and we don't get stuff like that anymore, really that much anymore on soaps. So it's kind of fun. It was like to pass times. It was very interesting to have this kind of big budget kind of thing happen. I mean, like they don't really do that.
Yeah. The most I've been interested in the baby storyline since it started. So
The most.
since TJ and Molly said that they needed a surrogate. This has been the most I've been interested. Like, oh, hello. All right. Where was this?
Where was this? And I'm like, well, here's the point. I mean, storylines are going fast. I mean, they're going fast because I mean, this whole thing with Ava and they're pushing right along. The Cardi thing, we're gonna talk about all that. I mean, the pace is like really fast. They're like, we're just getting through this shit. We're getting through it. Which I mean, Frank and I talked about how the pace was so slow for so long. Not anymore. And when she fell out that window, Trina saw Ava. Like it was like really fast. Everything was happening. Like, but everybody, Frank, they're already talking about that in the chat room. I think it's been memed all over the internet. Gio's face and scream.
His scream, the way that they edited it, where it's just like it just waited for a little bit before anybody really did anything. Like, even Jocelyn, the lifeguard, was just like standing back. Anybody else gonna jump in? I guess. Oh wait, I'm the lifeguard. I guess I should
Yes.
get in. Oh, I got to really do some work now. Oh boy,
But she did good.
she did.
As
She
a
did.
former medical and as a nurse myself, she did everything correctly. I was actually good about that. I was good about that.
Yeah. Gio's face was great. Just
Was like okay, I'm like okay, Gio. Everybody's laughing at you. I mean, hi, Crystal. It was just it. Yeah, yeah. It was a little campy. So much. But yeah, I was like, I really, when she went over there to bother Ava, I was like, something's gonna happen. I just knew. I didn't expect that.
no.
I knew. I mean, again, it's a Thursday. It was a Thursday, so I was like, I think they're gonna fight. I thought she was going to labor. I mean, I thought all kinds of other scenarios. Right.
Yeah, I mean, because like, how often are you going to think somebody is going to trip over a bag and fall out of a window and crash down into a pool? You just don't really think that that's something that usually happens in those situations.
Right. Not at all. And when she tripped and turned around, now everybody, I agree with you. I stay at hotels. I mean, Frank, you stayed at hotels before, right?
Yes.
Most of those windows are pretty double, triple pane. A lot of them are suicide windows. You can't even open them up. Like, that window is very flimsy for a small pregnant woman to fall through. I had to chuckle. I'm fine with that on some level, but I had to mention that almost all hotels I can't fall in the window.
I would have loved to have been in the writer's room or whatever the deal is when somebody just like threw out that idea. I mean, me even just joking around. It's like, oh, we should just have Christina just, jump out the window. Like, oh, wait a minute. What if what if she fell out the window? Wouldn't that be great? I would have loved to have been in the whole just the whole journey of like going from goofing around with that idea to like going like, yeah, I think maybe we could actually do this.
It's something else. I mean, I the cheap window. I know cheap windows. I know. It's also the pull. So okay, so here, okay, so Joy brings up a point that I think I can explain. Hi, Sabrina. Hi, Samantha. Um, they said the pool's on a roof. I know the pool is not on a roof. It's higher up. It's upstairs. So it's partially on a roof, but they've always said the hotel goes higher. They've always, because remember we saw, yeah, it's like the hotel is like different levels. So the hotel goes up. It must be like, some hotels have like the third or fourth floor is the roof, kind of, for that part of the building, and that's where the pool is.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's like on the top of that section of that building,
Yeah,
and other structures rise up next to it that are attached to that building, but include higher floors.
yeah. So I'm saying it's just one of those things where it's a multi-level hotel.
Yeah.
Hi, Darby. Hi, and I said hi, Jason, and Annie, of course. But no, so I figure it's a separate. So Carly and Olivia Assurance just went up. It sure did. Woo! It's sure a lot of things went up there. So I say Josh did a great job. She was like, I'm her sister. So I mean, they are a blended family of some level. So I thought it was kind of cool. And she's kind to her, stays with her homegirls there, of course, with her mother. And I mean, she screamed appropriately. I thought she was appropriate. She saw Christina. She's like, Christina! That was fine. She's worried about her. That makes sense. Brooklyn was shaken. That was appropriate. That was appropriate. I was shaken. Like I said, and we saw Trina look up and see Ava.
Yeah.
So now Trina has been questioning Ava anyway the last few months. I was like, wait a minute, Trina, Ava stood by you when you were going through all your stuff, girl. So I'm like, before you start to judge, better just find out what's going on.
Yeah, I'm so quick to be like, maybe everybody was right.
I know, like
Like,
don't,
all right.
don't do that, Trina. We don't know. You don't know. They didn't do it to you. She was on your side the whole time. That Avery stuff. Like, no. Yes, there's a behind the scenes you can see also on Russell's website about how the pool is well, the sets, all the sets and all the soaps are smaller than you think. They look big the way they're shot. I've been on the sets. They just look big.
Yeah, I mean, it is great watching that behind the scenes footage. Them throwing even like the dummy at first, just to test it out,
Yeah.
and then Christina just standing there screaming just to get the noise of
Yes.
it's
Yes.
great. All of it.
It was
All of
cool. It was very cool. Uh, for its opening. Yeah, that part of the floor is opening. That's how Cody came with the parachute. Correct. Exactly. I agreed. No, she said Natalia screamed more masculine than Gio. That poor Gio. They're all making fun of his. I mean, that is hilarious. Yes. I know everybody agrees. They're also. This is a good thing for me to ask Frank. They're all getting upset. Oh, I know, but they go. The pool is cursed. Ned slips and falls in it. Curtis gets shot. Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy. Um, the ruination of Trina and Ava's friendship. Do we like that or not like that?
Well, right now, I mean, I feel like any relationship you'll put stressors on it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be ruined for this. But it is all right for friends definitely to have some sort of disagreements or issues regarding the truth. I would like to think that they're not going to burn that bridge.
Yeah,
But that doesn't mean that they can't have some disagreements, some
yeah.
arguments for sure, which I think this could lead to. But I don't. I think that's too great of a relationship on the show for them to totally burn that bridge.
Actually, I agree with Frank. I don't think it's. I don't think you guys are saying. I don't think it's ruined. I don't think it's ruined. It is going to go through a moment. I mean, I think it's just it's going to be a tough time. It says Trina and Ava's friendship didn't make sense to me because they it'll make sense to one guy. I can't read the rest of what you're saying, but no, I like their friendship because she did stick through Trina through thick and thin with stuff. She was always on Trina's side. She was a mentor. Like she said, she was a mentor. So I get that friend. It was a mentor, worker, or whatever. Oh my God, I had to laugh though when John Jacob Smith came out with his shirt off and the towel. And she's like, oh, all righty. And Trina's sitting right there going, okay, I didn't know you had company, girl. And I was like, and he's just standing there. I mean, it was nice to look at. And it was like, you just like put a shirt on, like hello. And she's like, yeah, I'll go now. It's fine. I'll go. And I like John and Ava together. I actually like their banter and everything.
It is interesting. Just to go back to Trina and Ava for once. It's just I feel like Trina was able to kind of fill a void that Kiki,
Yes. Oh yeah.
with Kiki's death and the way that it ended, and they were at odds. There was just a lot of unresolved issues that Ava has about that whole relationship, and that that she is kind of a replacement for Kiki at all. Not at all. But Trina is just somebody of that kind of same age. That that I think that was the initial doorway into
Yeah.
that Eva and Trina relationship, and it has certainly evolved since then to become like Jim was saying, like a true mentor relationship and a genuine friendship where Ava is definitely yeah, she has made no claims that she's trying to replace Portia or anything like that, but that she is just there to help and support Trina however she can. And I think that relationship did a great job of showing some other sides of Ava to help humanize her a little bit. That doesn't mean that she has to be like a great person or anything like that. Not at all. But I think the best characters are well-rounded. And so that there are people that where they can be duplicitous, they can be scheming, but there should be something in their life. I think if you really want fans to engage with them for the long term, that they genuinely do care about, and you see them being a decent person about, and that they can be altruistic and caring for. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but it's always nice to have at least have that kind of one person around on the canvas so that they can be like that. And I think that's certainly the case with Trina.
Well, the thing is, it was just a nice unexpected thing that happened between the two of them, and
Mhm.
even her and Portia are great. Yeah, Ava and Portia got now they get along, and there is no. I'm trying. I know she's your daughter. I mean, so she always respects Portia's boundaries. Like it's like I get. It's just a nice, interesting surprise. It was like, oh, okay. It was like that's a nice surprise. So I wouldn't call it again. We're also in the middle of still regime changes. So we don't know what they're going to do next. I feel like so many storylines are like Pikeman wrapped up really easily. Apparently, it's like I think it's because they were like we're done now. Like when we were on like it's like and I'm fine and I'm fine. People were complaining. I'm like I'm fine. But back to Trina and Ava, I wouldn't give them up just yet. I'm like they may not be destroying it. It may just be they may be testing it. So maybe that so we'll see. It depends on the regimes what the next ones do with them. Because I would hate for them to end it also. I would hate to end it also. I would think it was kind of sad. For everything that Frank just said, and you guys are saying in the chat, I agree with you. It's like they kind of worked all that out, but she's never really seen Ava on her other side. So that's good.
I mean, and Ava has not, I mean, while Ava's actions during this were not stellar, it wasn't if she shoved Christina out the
No,
window. It was a certainly escalated argument that led to that, but it was not something that Ava had
no,
intended.
no. But the part that makes it dumb, so for every great part of this, the dumb part is Ava trying to cover it up with the flimsy, with the heels.
And the ice or whatever she was dumping on the
Yeah,
ground.
I'm like, what? So yes, Dante. First of all, Dante shouldn't be doing this. He's too close to the case. That's another story. But it's like, but yeah, she is hiding something. She's hiding several things. But it really did happen almost the way she said. She was like really upset with her. Came to her house, came to her hotel room ready for bear. That part is true.
True.
That part is actually true.
But she did not lunge. In fact, the only one that placed hands was Ava
Right.
on
Oh, kind of
Christina.
barely on her. Yeah, it wasn't even like a full grab either. So they showed. I mean, the camera showed what's going on. But yeah, no, she was lying. So that's like, come on, Ava's better than this. She can do this.
Yeah.
And Scott just not available. Apparently, just not available.
He's with Lucy somewhere. I mean, come on. But I do like that they already established that we'd seen it name checked, but then they reminded us with the camera lens that Sonny's guys are out there surveilling her, so they've already sent
Yes.
them photos of this whole thing. So you already know that as much as Trina's gonna or Ava's gonna try to cover this up, Sonny's guys are gonna go like, oh no, we've got photos of the whole thing. This is what went down.
I mean, I'll give you. I mean, they really are going fast because there was the whole thing is he wants full custody. She wants full custody. She's sleeping with John. She's thinking I can get him. I'll get Christina on my side. Well, not my side, but I'll make her testify. Christina comes over. Christina gets upset. and it was just like actually this is really fast. I mean, for a storyline, like it's literally. Meanwhile, there's the custody issue, so to speak, that's brewing. And I'm sorry, I know we're not there yet, but I have to say this one thing that I loved it. Alexis was like, "I told you so." Sorry, she's like telling TJ, "I tell you, gonna call me a coward," and I told you guys, all you guys. That's the story. We'll get there in a second. But that's brewing. This is an umbrella story. Christina is actually an umbrella story. Like, this all goes around, and having again throwing in her face, you killed Connie. You had something to do with Morgan. Earlier in the week, they threw it in Sonny's face about you killing AJ. I mean, like they're bringing stuff up. I guarantee you, they're bringing. I told Sean, I go, they mentioned AJ because they mentioned AJ. They mentioned he got killed. Like there's this whole. It's a whole. I mean, like they're actually it's an umbrella story. There's a lot. There's a lot with her. I mean, now her at the hospital. There's a lot going. There's a lot of parties. We'll get to some of the other stuff in a second, but it's like there's a lot. But Dante shouldn't be investigating this. It's too much for him. He's too close to home. It should have been Chase.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
And I mean, we're getting now to the baby's gonna be born by C-section, which is great. We're getting great. This is the best way for us to be able to get launched right into that. There's gonna be a lot of scenes in the ICU for a while. Why
Yes.
the baby? What about the baby? Is the baby
Baby,
gonna be okay?
baby, baby. Yes. I agree with you, Frank. I'm like, good. I said it's going fast. So again, I don't know when the Patrick stuff ends. It's just her, but it's coming. They're moving forward. They're moving forward. So I mean, that's just kind of like they're moving forward and with that and going into that because I guess we can go into that storyline. Going into that with with Christina not wanting to go against her father, not wanting to help Ava. There's that going on, but Christina, she did that Perez Hilton interview. Um, Thanks to the folks out there who said it should have been me. Thank you. I would have loved to have done it, but maybe
Oh, yes.
you were telling me. Jay Sunday Shift said our fans think it should have been James Lott Jr. So I know it should have been me too, but no, they didn't do it. But no, it's that I think Christina really was at that moment trying to protect her sister and not telling her business.
Yeah.
However, there is some feeling she's having about the baby. I mean, it's both things are happening.
No, that's very true. And you know, I don't know. I mean, I guess just because it's so beats, but I can't think Christina could be oblivious to think that nobody would ask about somebody who's a pregnant person in an interview. Just whatever the question is, that Christina didn't have a second to just chat with Molly beforehand to say like, what do you want me to say about this? So yeah, I don't know. It's like, but that wasn't the focus of the interview. It was all about Blaze and us and her mom, terrible things she said. So I don't know. I uh but Molly and TJ have done no help for this by just always assuming the worst at every moment.
And Alexis again felt exasperated, trying to tell Molly, "Well, what'd you expect?" After that leads into my talk with her and with TJ. It's like, and TJ was just coming at her, and she's like, "But you're like your family." I love that she's like your family too. I love my daughters and your family too. How am I to choose between the two of them? And so I like when he was like, "Well, you're just a cow." She's like, "Well, wait a minute. I said to everybody this was not a great idea." And she didn't want to do that. I mean, she wasn't trying to be like, "I told you so." But so that's all you have for us? I told her. She's like, "Yes, that's all I have for you guys." I knew this was gonna be a problem. I can't choose one or the other. She can't. She can't. It's like, but she goes, "We always think it's the law." She goes, "Yes, the law. I already told you about the law. I told all you guys about the law." But she was like, "You can't keep coming at Christina." That's all. She's like, "You can't. That's not going to help you either." Like Frank just said, they weren't doing any favors. I actually like that Molly apologized. I'm glad she apologized. I did like that. But again, it's like she had to have her mother tell her basically, you had to apologize, stupid bitch. Like, come on.
I mean, that one part that still kind of it's for me with the Christina side of it because and I thought Molly brought up a good point. It's like, how long do we need to do TJ and I need to prove to you that we are in a loving
Right.
relationship?
Right.
Like, who are you to decide, like the arbiter of when it
No.
is like acceptable? Like, oh, you've proved you guys are in a solid relationship, so I can sign over the rights. Like that was like, who's Christina in this?
Right. And yes, Jordan. I keep forgetting she's gonna be a grandmother. She looks too young and everything. And so we got a little Jordan's like, I'm on your side, TJ. It matters. She's like, that's our baby. She's like, because it is TJ's biological child, whoever it's gonna be. So she was like, yeah, don't worry, I got your side. I will fight with you. Because he was like, she's afraid to take away baby, period. The Davis girls will take whatever's gonna happen over there. She's like, wait about what about my son? She was like, so I'll give her some credit. She was like, she jumped in. Like, okay. I gotta answer. Okay, I do have to answer this because we're talking about Nancy Lee Grahn. So no, trust me, my favorite soap of all time is Santa Barbara. I have the first script. It was gifted to me years ago from the first episode from 1984. I did a special on Daytime Today this week on the 40th anniversary of Santa Barbara. No, I was not there at the reunion. I could not make it. I saw all the pictures and the videos. I saw Marcy Walker. They got Marcy Walker. I couldn't believe it. They come out of retirement. And I saw her and A. Martinez together. I literally had tears in my eyes. I saw Mason and Julia together. I saw all of it online. So if anybody always asked me in chat, I did not get to. I know Santa Barbara's my favorite. So I couldn't make it.
Where did this reunion occur?
Somewhere in, I think, Burbank, you guys, or somewhere. It was a reunion here. I know. I had others. I couldn't do it. Couldn't make it.
JLJ Media, come on.
Trust me. It was it was Sophie's show. I had something else that was I couldn't get out of it.
But now, in retrospect, having been to your important thing, would you make that same choice again?
No, I couldn't get out of it. I was very happy that I did the thing I was supposed to do. I'll blink twice for help. So that's all I say. But anyway, yes. It happened this weekend. I'd always asking because everybody knows how much I love that. Anyway, so yeah, I couldn't make it. Anyway, so let's move on to something else because it makes me upset. I don't even want to keep talking about it. But yes, the biological parents are TJ and Christina. So everybody's talked about this, and what's so interesting is, Frank, we're about to have our first on-screen Black baby born on General Hospital ever. I think it was Tommy Hardy Jr. was baby born on screen. I can't remember who was born on screen, but he's the only other Black biracial child. This will be another Black biracial child.
That's crazy.
No Black children born on screen. Is that I was like, that's kind of crazy.
They just come in as a teens or adults.
Yeah, they come in as teens or adults or kids, right? And this child is a Cassadine. It's a Davis. It's a Corinthos. It's a Ashford. I mean, this baby's gonna be connected to a lot of people, to a lot of folks. It's very interesting. And as you guys know, and Frank might have heard this also, another Silver Fox is coming back to the show for I don't know how long, Mr. Rick Lansing. How do you feel about that, Frank?
I am excited about it, which also then makes me think that this is not going to go as smoothly as people would want it to go in terms of who's taking custody over this child, which is still bonkers to me at this point. Like, why? I don't understand. The show's going to have to really convince me that Christina's got a very credible claim as to why. Because if you're arguing against Molly and TJ together, that seems insane to me that Christina is being so adamant not to do it.
Yeah. Oh, Claudia and Brian had twins in the early 80s. Okay, so 40 years ago. It's still not good odds. Rick Lansing, where'd he go? I know, we'll find out. I have no idea. He was at the fan. He was also JH had their fan club event this weekend, and Rick showed up.
Oh,
so
nice.
He was there.
Yeah, because I mean, at last time here, it seems like him and Sonny were on a good page with each other. So yeah. I'll be curious to see if this is going at odds. Then of course that means that Sonny and Rick are going to have to be at odds as well, which I guess is
Christina is wrong for having those feelings about the baby, but being a surrogate is difficult because you have to literally, and that's why I say too, there is that side of it too. To give birth to carry it for 9 months or however months and then give it away, it's not easy. And there are folks who do it, and God bless them for doing it. I know it's not easy to do. But we all knew. We all called it a long time ago. It was going to happen. We what's going to happen. We knew all was going. I mean, it wasn't going to go smoothly. Come on, it's a
No,
soap
you don't
opera.
set up that sort of dynamic and then
Yeah,
go, oh, and then she just gives the baby and it's fine. And then we see the baby, like in 10 years when we've, aged it up to 21.
right. And go, are you my mommy? Or are you my mommy? No, that's not good. Yeah, so that's not going to happen. So it's, but anyway, so it's going to be very interesting to see, because now she's on the operating table, as we know, and I don't think AE is funny. I think if they kill the baby, that would just be this. I think that's the wrong choice at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
if they kill the baby, I don't think I think it's the wrong choice. I don't think they will.
No, because I mean, if you're bringing in Rick Lansing, you're bringing him in for a reason, and it's not
Yeah,
just to console Molly over the death of her child.
right.
Yeah, you want to give Rick something to do, and it's more interesting as a show if he's there to help Molly with something.
And he's a lawyer. Remember, he's a lawyer, so he could be representing TJ and Molly. Wow, who's gonna represent? But who's gonna represent Christina? Would it be Alexis?
Diane, maybe,
Maybe
because
Diane, I guess.
I can't imagine Alexis doing it. And it would go against everything
Yeah,
she
that's true. Yeah,
had said.
but saying yeah, very interesantes.
Jack Montgomery.
Oh, I know Jack. Oh, Nor Buchanan. Yeah, all those. I mean, I love any of those. I wouldn't mind Jack coming in or Nora coming in. I would mind it. I wouldn't mind at all. That'd be kind of funny. But anyway, so I mean, so I mean, this has ramifications. I mean, there's all kind of stuff that's going on there. And it's I think hi Vita. I think it's very interesting. But that Thursday cliffhanger was like nothing you've seen in a long time on soaps.
Oh, it was so nice to see. It was nice to have that kind of over the top, just sometimes at moments a little bit that little hint of slope cheesiness that you want.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, soapy goodness. Soapy
Yeah.
goodness. I love it. The Italian, I agree. I always think TJ and Jordan should be fucking, but that's another story. I keep forgetting their mother and son. So I'm like, they like she looks too good. I'm like, she looks too good. Oh, what's going on there? But anyway, so there's that going on. So yeah, so there's that going on. It was
Speaking of that,
cool.
because which we see Jordan so rarely now
Right.
that I feel like it seems like the show is kind of cooled on the idea of like a Jordan Drew even flirtation, which is a bummer.
Well, we see. We don't know. It could be the writing. It could be that now it's kind of on hold until they get the new writer. To the writer, I don't know. I feel like I don't count anything out just yet because they're all in the credits and everything. So I'm like, I'm waiting to see what happens. I think that some things are not getting pushed through because they're going to morph into something maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I'm not predicting anything yet until we get to the news, the new writing.
Well, I mean, I've seen too many those shots of Drew and Willow having those kind of like lingering looks at each
There
other.
is that. There is that. I mean, again, he was shirtless a while back, and at the pool, the Quartermaines, and she was have that dinner with her man and the kids. That didn't work. Maybe Jordan and Rick. That'd be kind of cute. Yes, I know that'd be interesting. So this also morphs into this. So it's okay. So this morphs into at the same time where why Blaze was there is because Sonny is going to fund a record company for her, another artist obviously, but for her. And so, and Brooklyn is like, like they're like niece and uncle. They were very close. I mean, they were always very close. And this time, Lois, who's in the credits, folks. So something has changed because originally Lois was only on for I heard was like 30 episodes. So she's surpassed that now at this point. And now she's in the credits, like, oh, okay. So they said, take that, Bold and Beautiful. We miss her over there. But Lois is fine. But she's now jumping in, and she's there for her daughter. But now we have her and Sonny, but their longtime friendship.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't enjoy a good Lois and Sonny scene?
Yeah.
And as always, a nod to soap history with L&B Records.
Yes.
And so I could I understand Lois's thing. Certainly she should have talked to Brooklyn about it first, but it's all right. We get this scene between Lois and Sonny, which is nice. Of course, we have Sonny off his meds, so we have to hit him like, "Yeah, it's a betrayal."
Uh,
Uh, but I mean, I do say at least Lois stuck around to like, no, 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 son, it's not a betrayal. It's just me being like, I want to make sure it's mob free money. That's all I want. That's all I want to know.
yeah, and she didn't leave. I loved it. That's why she was like, she stayed. She's like, no, we're friends. I'm looking out for my daughter, and if this was your situation, you do. And he couldn't say anything. You'd be the same thing. You do the same thing. And I just want to make sure the money's clean. That's all. I don't want anything. And she goes, he's like, you can look at all the records. He's like, whatever. And he's like, first she's like, I want it from you, but he's like, I'm too busy. I'm fighting for my kid. I don't got time. So, and yes, and it is history. Say that Sonny used mob money to help LME Records. So there's a whole. She doesn't want anything to hurt, Brooklyn. And I don't think, and Sonny does love Brooklyn. I don't think he wants to hurt her or anything. He wouldn't do that.
No, and plus, I mean, this is Sonny, 20 odd
Yeah,
years from that too. He's grown, he's changed. I mean, he's he's a father now with multiple kids. He's
yeah, yeah,
definitely and looking at Brooklyn as somebody as part of family, he's not gonna
yeah.
do that to them.
Yeah, I think it's weak. I think it's fine, but I just like they had this is all. It's like it's my long time friend. I mean, they've been friends for a long time. She represents way back when. So I thought that was cool. And you weren't here when we talked about them. I want your opinion on this. Recognizing Luke's birthday.
Yeah, I mean that led
Tracy
to
and Sunny scene.
yes, that was great. I mean, heck, Jane Elliott is phenomenal, but
I,
it's
she's,
very rarely do you get to see a Sunny slash Quartermaine scene that is not antagonistic.
yes.
Uh, and so, it was just nice to see Sonny and Tracy in a scene where they could actually just reminisce about all the good stuff about Luke, and it just some great acting between the two of them. Just
Yeah, you never see them together. We were saying we never see them together. So it's like, besides antagonistic, there was just kind of, and I mean, protect Jane Elliott at all costs. I agree, everybody. I mean, we got it. She's just every scene she's bringing it. Every scene she's in, she's just bringing it. And just that her talking to Cody
mhm.
about it, and then going and seeing Sonny and talking, just like this. These are, I mean, they go way back. Everybody goes way back. That's the whole thing. And I think what they're trying to sing. Somebody was like, "Where was Laura? Laura wasn't needed." This was, to me, they've established that Luke and Laura were a time period.
Mhm.
She'll always love Luke. Obviously, she has his kids. But this is about Tracy. I think they're trying to let us know on some level Tracy and Luke were loves of each other's lives. They fell in love. It started out shady and they thought about the whole thing. But they did, and her and Ned, or seeing her and Ned. I'm like, I know, I just don't. And happy birthday to Wally Kurth. It's his birthday. So happy birthday to Wally Kurth. Thank you, David, for the super chat. Thank you so much. I thank David. Thank you very much for the $20 super chat. David. Wally Kurth loves acting with Jane Elliott. So he said, he's done it on 2 shows. Taser realized this one. But he said that, so seeing them together and him being like, I'm your son, I love you. I know how important this is. I loved it. I just thought it was just, again, she could have her vulnerability. And when he tries to hug her, they're not like the huggy type. And then she holds on to him. I almost want to start crying. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it's such man, for as much as we will lament about the way they handle some characters on the show, they have just really just dialed in on Tracy, and it is not a change of anything. It's just an evolution of Tracy. She is everything she was before, but she's also like what you want to see with anybody that has lived a long life, to be able to evolve and change, and have regrets, and maybe want to make some different choices currently, and letting some people in slowly, or at least in her way. And it's great to see.
There says, welcome back, Frank. We missed you last week.
I missed you guys more.
Yes. No, I agree. Everything that Frank just said, people mellow out when they get older and stuff. And so I saw something online. She's not being like, no, she's being herself. Tracy will always be Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
Even when people make jokes, Tracy got along with Gio. I was like, well, in her own way. Like she will be like Edward. She will be King Tanker. She says she's like her father. She'll be cantankerous. She'll be grumpy. All these kids running around. But when it counts, that's what the Quartermaines were about. They fought all the time, but when it came to outside threat, they came together for each other.
Yeah,
that's how it always is.
And that was the great thing about even Edward. He would stir up stuff, and he would pit Quartermaine against Quartermaine. But there would be those moments there too where you would see the tenderness than
Yes.
one. And that's
Yeah,
what's great. I mean, yes, that's what you want. You want a well-rounded human being. There's going to be moments in life where they will be genuine and caring and tender, and that's what makes all the other stuff. It just makes it so much more interesting to watch that character.
I agree. Terrence Matthew, thank you for your super chat. He says they need to hurry up and wrap this pill story up. I'm getting tired of Sonny and his you betrayed me rant to everyone. Well, I think they're getting there. So I think now, because with this unexpected thing with Ava, like now this kind of now I can see what Sonny's going to do, because once he finds out it was at Ava's hotel room, because he was ready to get Kate's. We haven't even got to that story. We haven't got to that story yet, but he was ready to get him. But wait till he finds out Ava's just involved. He's gonna lose his shit. And right now they're right.
You even see Ava too. Like she's thinking about all that when she's
Yes.
closing the curtain at the Metro Court. Like she's seeing everything that's going on with this custody case and Sonny. Just like, oh, this is the worst possible thing that I have been at this worst possible.
Yeah. I mean, and it is. It's someone you're like, wow. I mean, I didn't see this. I didn't see it coming. It was like it's kind of crazy. And will John come to her defense? Will he help her? I mean, it's Scotty. Scotty just celebrated 47 years off and on the show, so we got to give a shout out to Ken Schreiner. 47 years.
It's great, but I always love that. Anytime he's not shooting, he makes it seem like I'm done with the show. So it's great.
And he's something. Yeah, he's something else. Sorry, it's Ken Schreiner. We've never had him on the show. I've never had him. I don't even know. One of my he says something else. He has something else. I'll say that. But happy anniversary to you, Ken. You are a part of GH history. I mean, you are. But no. So yeah. So we have Sonny's going. They're right now. They're at the hospital, so they're dealing with that. But once Sonny finds, it's going to be. So I'm curious how that's going to work. Ava was brought in. Oh, thank you, Shonda, for your super chat. Everybody's doing the super chat say thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. So we got to see how that's going to play out. What he's going to try to do to her with the whole thing with Avery. Will John help? Will Scotty be there? Will Diane just kill it all? I mean, will it come out that she didn't push her? I mean, she didn't push her. I mean, she really didn't. I mean, what will Kristina say when she comes of consciousness also? Will she exonerate Ava? I'm like, well, I went over there, started something, I tripped. You know, what's she going to say to that? So I don't know. This is again, we got to see how this plays out.
Yeah, I mean, even if that does, I still feel like it's not a great look to any judge to be like, oh well, you were involved in this, but you just lied about everything. So you try to cover it up. That's your first instinct was just to cover it up. I don't know if that makes you the best parent, even though you are vying for custody against a mob boss who soul's purpose is to just cover up any illegal action he ever does. So, what are we gonna do?
And Shanika says, I understand how Sonny didn't know something was off sooner. If you're bipolar and you've been medicated for a good while, then you definitely know something is off. I don't know. That was the previous writing regime that wrote this. So if you remember, that was Chris and Dan and all them who started the storyline. So I don't know how to go. They may just wrap it up. I mean, I have no idea. I mean, because I thought Jason and Carly were going to save him basically with this, but I don't know. And it's going to come out that Ava knows also. She told John she knew. She didn't do it. She didn't. It wasn't her. She didn't do it originally. It's Valentine, and now Valentine's gone.
Right.
So we don't. I mean, so it's kind of like there's a lot of pieces in the air going on. So I don't. Yeah, how's that going to play out where he goes back on his meds? We also know that an appearance is coming from his son, Ryan Craig, who plays Morgan. If that can play some part into it, will Rick play some part into it? Will it be low? Like I have no idea what's going on, because the storyline we got to talk about real quick, as you weren't here also. Carly got off. They lost it. The evidence is gone. And John Brennan's behind it all, which I love. John Brennan, Jack Brennan, whatever his name is, I love him.
When I saw him pop up in the show open, and as a cast photo, I was like, "Hello,
yeah."
We're clearly getting some.
I love it
for a while. That's awesome.
I think I would love him and Carly have chemistry. They totally do,
for sure,
completely.
I am all down for that. That was a great how to get Carly out of this card that they pulled, and it makes it intriguing. I'm curious to see why he did it, and he couldn't have done it just for altruistic reasons. He's probably got some interest in Miss Carly
Sure.
Spencer.
But,
So
she knows him. She's not gonna. She knows him. So which
yeah,
could be really interesting, right? It's like gonna be really interesting. The thing that I think was but the storyline that I have no problem with because I was ready to wrap up Pike. If I heard Pikeman one more time, I was gonna just like shoot myself in the face. So I'm happy to. I don't care. You're like it ended to that. That's it. I'm like let it be over. I mean, this is different writing regimes now. They probably said it's just ended now. That's fine. The evidence was enough. The evidence was out there. They can shut it. Like Anna said it. They can shut everything down now. They can do all the stuff they can do. I'm like, let it go. This is good now. Let's move on to something else. I'm very happy to move on to something else, Frank. What about you?
I am. It's just, I mean, this was the flimsiest way that we could shut it all down.
I'm
And it
fine.
really, if you spent any moment kind of analyzing Jack's story, you're just like, huh? Okay, I guess. But you just have to be willing to go like, were we enjoying the Pikeman story enough that we would want to see it continue longer? I don't think anybody was. So even though it's not giving you the satisfying resolvement that you would want, it's done, and we can just move on to the next stuff. I think seeing what's going to happen with Jack Brennan now that he's part of the cast for a while, and he's helped Carly out. I'm much more intrigued in that than the machinations of Pikeman.
Same here. Thank you for again super chat again for Torrance. I think Jordan is longer end game and Drew love triangle with Nina and Will are just current forefront. That could be true. I want to say there's 67 people who are watching us live. Thank you. You came back this week. Frank said, it's all about you, Frank. You're here. Um, we will get to his emails later in the show. That's later in the show. But yes, I think that. All right. So yeah, so we have that going on where Carly is now free. So thank God. I think that's done. But she has to find out. I think Jack Brennan's in her future. I hope he is. And I'd be happy to see what she does. But she knows him. She got his number a little bit. But even Jack and Anna, I kind of like the banter, just the banter back and forth. She's like, okay, I know. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't care. I'm glad it's over. I will accept whatever flimsy thing. I'm good. I'm good now. Let's move on to some other. That Pikeman story is so convoluted. You can tell it was changed around. Wasn't it a chick once and there was a dude? But I don't know. I'm so glad it's over. I'm so glad it's over. It's over.
Yeah.
And that trial was easy peasy cover girl. I'm glad it's done. Let's get Carly back to work. Like, I'm happy that it's done. I'm happy it's done.
Yeah, and it's just what better way? I mean, that's going to make a lot of inroads with Carly because clearly, she's grateful to whoever did it. She first thought it was Spinelli, but it wasn't him.
Right.
I mean, that buys a lot of cred with Carly. Whenever Jack finally gets to say like, "Oh yeah, that was me." So if you want to, what a way to jumpstart a relationship is by like, "Oh, you saved my life." So hey, I'll smooch you for a little bit.
I know, and I see, and now this leads into Jason, and people are chattering about Jason. So he gets to stay now. So now he's done. He's free. I'm ready for it. I'm glad that good. Now he's free. So let's see what he does as he settles back into life. He has his kids, his sons. Then it's just all the women are laying around, kind of there. The business, him and Sonny, his most important relationship, him and Sonny. I'm ready to see now where that can go because he did try talking to Sonny several times. Sonny ain't having it. He's still not having it. Not having it.
Why didn't you call me once anytime over this 3 years? You just call me. Why didn't you
Well,
just
Frank, if you leave me for 3 years, you better fucking. I'm gonna yell at you. So why didn't you call me? Shit.
That's
A phone call away, Frank. Phone call away. He's hurt. That was it. That is his original. That's the love of Sonny's life is Jason. That's what it is, folks. The bromance of the century.
You're my brother. You're my brother.
Yeah, so none of you people would leave me behind. Shit, don't call me for 3 years. But call. Get told me what's going on.
Yeah.
So he shut something up for me. He was like, it was about Carly. I think I'm trying to get an attitude with Carly. Carly's like, you were dead. Motherfucker, we thought you were dead. I'm like, what's like, okay, Sonny, you can't go in. She had to do something. Like the bitch had to do something. Hello, to save the family because you were playing Smike in Nixon Falls, Frank's favorite place, at the saloon or whatever. Like, hello, she had to do something. Like cheese and crackers. So Sonny got shut up a little bit. He couldn't say much. He was like, well, I mean,
Yeah, it's always frustrating when they start hanging so much. Like, wait, why didn't you just call me? why didn't you call me for the last 3 years? It's like, yes, story-wise, sure, that makes sense in real life, but we also know Steve Burton was not on the show for the
I
past 3 years.
did.
So he was not, there was nothing there's no way in hell any calls were going to be made from Jason to Sonny in this
They
time.
sure were. They sure were. The
So
way he left, they sure wasn't going to be.
yeah, so we get it. We get it. But no need to keep hanging a hat. Why didn't you
Yeah,
call
yeah, I know. It's like he left the show for a reason, kids.
me?
And he was over on days. But anyway, yeah. So but it's just, I think that's the whole thing is that now it's all out. Everything is out. I like that. Everything is out. It's good. And so now I want to see where they go forward with this. Now I want to see where this is going to happen. Because I don't think Carly and Jason are getting together right away.
No,
I'll let you go.
and admittedly, I'm in zero rush for that to
Yeah,
happen.
same here. Same here.
You know, and if it happens in a year or 2 years, depending on how long Steve Burton's sticking around with the show,
Yeah.
fine. But I'm in no. Give me, make me, if you want to make them endgame, as you said that's what the show wants. No need to rush it right now. Give me a reason to really get more invested in that.
Yeah. It's just very interesting. I want to see now how they just go forward, and that's just kind of and that's what I'm looking at. How do we go forward? Because Jason and Sonny, how do they get their friendship back? That's the possible thing. Will he help Sonny get himself sane again?
Yeah.
Because of what's going on. Will it be the three of them? Will it be Carly, Sonny, Jason, but just a different like dynamic? Will they find their way back to the friendships?
I don't know which scenes I'm not looking forward to more.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
When Sonny does finally get the dosage correct on his medication, and then we have to see the apology tour scenes. I said all these things and I just wasn't me, and oh my god, he means so much to me, and I'm so sorry. Like, oh, I'm already tired of those scenes coming.
It ain't happened yet. Dang, Frank, it ain't happened yet.
But I know they're coming. You know they're coming.
They're coming. They're coming.
And I'm just like, oh, just I'll give you one day for for Sonny's apology tour. Then I don't want any more.
I have to, because Frank is here. I have to ask this question, you guys, because it made me laugh the whole time. When Nina, because it relates to Sonny and all that. When Ava had the balls to ask Nina and Willow to help her, I laughed. So Willow's like they're going like, what the hell? And Nina was like, really, girl? Like me, really?
I applaud Ava's chutzpah, where
Yes.
she's fluid, and so I can hate you one moment, but if you can help me, I will play nice for
We
right
were
now.
friends once. We were friends, right? She's like, until you stab me in the back and get to out to my man. I'm like, and we did a poll last week. I asked people, and a lot of people think it was close, but most people thought Ava and Nina were friends. I think they were friends at one time. It was a weird friendship, but they were friends at one time. Most people believe that. So they did. They
Yeah.
did that.
I mean, I feel like there are genuine scenes in the show that this show wrote as like they're genuinely interested in caring and trying to help each other. Those scenes did exist. So
Yeah.
I feel like that was why when it did like the 180, that it seemed so crazy to me. Like if you
Yeah.
gradually increased that, if you a nice gradual adjustment, even if you went like 0 to 90 to 180,
Yeah.
I would have been fine. But just to go do the whole 180, it was like, what? Oh, okay. You can't tell us what we just watched for like the past couple of years didn't
Yeah.
happen. It seems so weird.
And what's funny is what's funny and what's great is that we got Sonny and Nina made up basically.
Yeah. It's
Is that coming?
fine, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting where Sonny's off his medication, I guess, but like there are still some people that he's willing to like just make peace with, and
Yeah.
that must be one of them. I have zero interest in seeing them ever do any kind of reunion once Sonny gets sorted
Oh,
out.
I think they're done. I think they're done. I think they're done. I mean, I think that was all tied to Nixon Falls. I think it was all tied to that whole. Jason's back now. There's Drew in the picture at this point. I mean, I think she's in the hole of the orbit now at this point.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll see. I mean, we don't know. We don't know for sure. We'll see. Uh, I mean, again, there's more writing changes to happen. So I don't know. I'm just saying. I said I'm not predicting anything until we get through the writing changes, because they could write something totally different. They could say all of a sudden her and Frank falls in bed together again. I don't know. Who knows?
I did like Ava talking with Scotty though about who's going to be the character witnesses,
Oh
and
my God, that was hilarious.
they talk Laura, but Laura's poll numbers are great right now, so
I, know,
she might not be a great witness.
I love it. I loved it. I was like, that's right. Tell him. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't. It's well now it's all going to change,
Yeah.
and so we don't even know what's going to happen at this point because now the whole Christina thing changes. It literally changes everything. It changes a lot.
Are you checking your phone right now? You're not billing me for that, are you?
That's right. I know. Oh my God, they're so fun. I like them. I like them together. They're a lot of fun together. They just. I mean, yes. Um,
And I feel like the way that Ava's kind of just loosened up about like telling Scotty about Sonny's got zero medication going right now, doesn't know about it, tells Jagger like, hey, that's what's happening. That like, she's got like a little group of people that are just like helping her just kind of just needle Sonny constantly to get a rise out of him.
and well, that's what happened outside the courtroom, and Jagger almost got him, and Michael stopped it.
How are you
Stopped it.
feeling about the Jagger thing?
Well, see, now what's happening is actually I kind of like it. What we're seeing now is Jagger has an obsession against Sonny. Why not? I like that. He's abusing his badge. He's abusing the power. Why not? I get that just shows that he's no better than Sonny on some level, right? That's the self righteousness. I like it. I like the people are calling him out on it. I mean, like Anna and Connie, they're all calling. I like it. I think it's actually gives him another side we get to see now. It's 3 dimensional. That he has a long standing hatred of Sonny, and why not? Sonny would have haters from his past. Obviously, Sonny was not a saint, and so there will be people that would think that he did them wrong. So I get it. Even though with the Stone stuff, he was good to Stone. I mean, Jagged's just blinded. But we're showing a man out of control. He's out of control too, and I
Yeah.
think that's what's great. First day pictures of Terrence. First day pictures. It was bricking them. They have people watching. Sonny's people watching. They're watching Ava. That was established before the picture taken. It was Sonny's people who take pictures. I see the chat room, and I've seen this whole time period. There are a lot of folks out there, you guys. There's no retconning. I'm tired of that word. This does retire that word. People use it all the time, and not right. There's no retconning. There's nothing going on. Sonny is a bad person who does good things occasionally. That's what Sonny's character is. It's just for years they have defamed him. So same with Ava, same with certain other characters. There are people who they do bad things, but they're multidimensional. But they were not good. They were not good people. And so, and like I said about Laura. Laura's been the same way. They've kind of gotten off track of who they are. So it seems jarring because folks talk about this today that Sonny's just being attacked all the time. Well, he is, but this is like long overdue. I feel like this is long overdue. The people are calling him out on stuff. That's kind of the point. It's like he's always been the mobster with a heart of gold, but he's still a mobster.
Yeah.
Laura married her rapist. I keep trying to tell you all this. She married her rapist and found a way to fall in love with him. She found a way to bring Cyrus into her life when he caused the bombing of her daughter, who's laying there as a vegetable. Like this all falls in line with who they are. To me, there's no retconning, no anything. It's just that these latest writing regimes have chosen to go. It just seems very jarring at first.
I mean, I
I'm
feel
afraid
like
what you think about that.
the only thing I feel like that kind of diminishes us a little bit is the fact that Sonny is compromised medically, where it is, so his default is to become very, confrontational and just it's betrayal, you're a traitor. Where I don't know if I think enjoy those scenes more if it was Sonny being fully aware of himself and having to really kind of answer to those questions, where it is like, yeah, I love people, but I do bad things. And so I just feel like in this kind of in these scenes right now where he's compromised, we don't get a chance to really have those kind of nuanced conversations, which I think might be maybe more interesting to me. And it's just Sonny just defaulting just to, you're a traitor and you've betrayed me, and that just kind of gets a little to me.
I don't know. My point is just my whole point is just that Sonny's a bad person.
Yeah,
They always just saying they're just saying that people act like he didn't. Like he's like I'm like he's always just been this way. It's just that it's just not. People are finally coming after him.
yeah, and it
And
doesn't. Yeah, just because he's a bad character or bad person doesn't mean he's a bad character. He can
right,
still be a very interesting character, but that doesn't mean that every character you're going to see is going to be a hero. Like we've talked about before with Tracy or anybody else, like, we want well-rounded people. And that spectrum of, how much good a person is or how much bad a person is going to vary, but that doesn't mean that any character is less interesting than the other. It's just, everybody's going to be a little bit different. It's just trying to, how do you write a very interesting character with all the different nuances and contradictions that come with being a human being?
well, my whole thing, I mean, and that's why I think it's interesting to have people come for Sunny, because I mean, there's a lot of things that have been done over the years, and just nobody's talked about, and everybody's been kind of complacent. And yes, we enjoyed the Anna Sunny get together. We did enjoy Laura and Sunny, and Laura. I think Laura still cares about Sunny, but it's like they explained. It's like she got him through Luke. I mean, Luke and Sunny were the friends. Laura was the wife, basically, and they became close at some point through the years. And I think she still loves Sunny on some level, but she just said now she's a mayor, she can't accept certain things. She has to be really diligent about it. Anna, I think Anna, same thing. I think Anna does care for Sunny still too on some level. But they're showing us that they have to be really vigilant, but they can't. They're on the other side of the law. And the one thing I think I have been enjoying is Dante. Dante, when it comes to the Sunny stuff, I'm liking it a lot.
Yeah.
I think he stands up to Sunny, and he's like, well, "I'm not. You're my dad. I'm not going to just leave. I'm not going to just walk out. I'm not leaving. We're going to talk." Like he stands up to him, and he's like, "But I'm a cop, dad." Like he's a cop, But he's like, he's trying to tell his dad, "You need to calm this stuff down."
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, he's trying to give his dad a chance on some level, which is a thing he has to fight with all the time. I'm sure. His scene with Christina was cute. I mean, like there's like Dante. I mean, Dante's one of those who's been around for a long time, and I think and there's times I had no use for him, but I like him. I like him in other story for some reason. I mean, like seeing him in other story.
Yeah. No, I mean, we got to see Lulu for a hot second,
Yeah.
the body of Lulu. So,
Yes. The
uh,
R.
yeah,
The
and
R.
always nice to have a Dante Laura kind of chat as
Yes.
well too. So I mean, there is a lot of potential in Dante as well,
Yeah.
and so
Him and Danny. I kind of like that. Danny respects him. Danny's
yeah,
he respects him. He's fine. Good rock with him.
that I feel like is a great relationship for sure. Where it's like, yeah, I'm not trying to replace your dad, but I am just here as some sort of adult figure, male role model in your life to help.
But see, he also gets what it's like. He told Sam, "My dad's in that business. I know what it's like." And folks in the chat were getting this is a great way to segue into this too a little bit because you weren't here and everything. He was, and he was about to leave. Obviously, he didn't have to leave, but Danny showed up and talked to him. Well, I thought it was funny. They mentioned he heard the thing in the background, but folks are kind of upset because they're like, "Why isn't Danny still upset at her dad?" I personally, I think Danny is in awe of his father. Danny wants to be like his dad, so he's not mad at him. He kind of gets what he does, and I remember Jason opened up to him a while back during the motorcycle scenes about his life. So I think of the two of Danny and Jake, Danny got a little more closer to his dad. So I see why he's like he was more sad he was leaving. He didn't want him to leave, but he was like, but he kind of when Jason talks to him plainly, was like, I wish I could tell. But I like that him and Jake and Danny are kind of finding a way. You're gonna be mad. I mean, I don't want to see Mad played for 2-3 years. I just don't.
No, I mean that just and as we talked about before, the difference between real life and soap opera stories, where it's like in real life that could take years to kind of get over those feelings of those hurt feelings or anger, but nobody wants to watch that on a repeated basis, especially when you see those characters so limited, so and such
Right,
limited basis. But you
right.
had to see like every time we see Jake, it's always just being an angry scene with him and Jason. it gets tiresome. So I'm glad that they've kind of moved back past that. And even if it's awkward with the whole like, will you accept this money for your Spanish college art journey? Like it's still kind of awkward, but at least it's a different beat than just being like, I'm angry at you. Especially if we're not really playing up any of the dichotomy between Jake and Danny. At least maybe we'll come back to that. But I was certainly it seemed like the show at one point was dipping its toe into the two different sides of like Jason through his sons. And I don't know, at least for right now, we seem to be pulling back from that.
Again, writer changes. So I don't know if the new writers like screw it. I don't know if the old writers were like, yes, we want to go there. I mean, I was liking that too, like you. So yeah, we gotta wait and see what's going on with that. Oh yes, Rachel says off screen between. I see, and Nathan, I don't mind that because the times they were on screen, there was respect there. So I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. It's like it's been established. I can take that storyline beat. They get along fine. You see, Danny's been that he's been nothing but good to him, so he's okay. I thought that was about doesn't bother me as much. I guess it bothers much.
I think it's harder to buy if Jason was truly like a deadbeat dad, so to
Yeah,
speak. I
yeah,
mean, I mean, at least within the world of poor Charles, the reason he was not with Danny or Jake or any of his loved ones was certainly not, of his own volition. He was
yeah.
trying to help Carly, but so it wasn't like his own idea to be like, I'm going to be a stranger with you guys for 3 years.
Right, yeah,
Sorry.
right, right. And he seems like he seems like emotionally he really wants to be there for his kids.
Yeah, I thought those
Uh,
scenes with him and Danny in the train station
yeah,
were
wonderful.
great. Yeah.
I have no problem with them. So for me, like I said, with Lucky coming back, Jonathan Jackson, I'll be curious to see what they do with that. That's gonna be interesting to see what they do with that. But so far, everybody else right now, I'm okay with some of the stuff. I wish there's more of a few things and less of others, but right now, I'm okay. I'm okay with these parts of the storylines. I mean, I know the kids can't be on all the time. I get that part. I mean, so that's fine. But we'll see what happens as they go forward if they're going to continue. Because like Frank said, I like the whole two sides of Jason, so to speak, and the kids.
Yeah.
So, and they're showing the Quartermaine house a lot more, and the kids are all over there these days. So, I don't know if that's going to continue either.
I mean, yeah, we even got that delightful scene between with Sasha and Finn's kid. So
Yes,
eating ants on a log.
it looked nasty, so I wouldn't eat it. I'm not a big raisins and celery or whatever person. I'm like, okay, whatever, girl, that's fine. Sasha, I'm nervous about because she's had such a great run last 3 or 4 years. I mean, like amazing run. I'm like, what is this? Where are we going with her? What's going? I'm very curious.
The what seemed oddest to me is that Willow would have gone to Nina about the kiss with Drew rather than Sasha.
You, you bet the op no, the op you bet the opposite.
Or
Right?
that Willow would talk to Nina about the kiss with Drew.
I would say I would think. See, I would think Willow would go to Sasha.
Oh no, I think so too. Yes, I think Willow
She went
would
to
have.
Nina first, did she?
Yeah, and that seemed weird to me. Like,
Yeah,
why would? Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
other than just like that. So it feels like a bummer that like Sasha is right there. She's seen it, so she knows. And then it seemed weird that we did not see a Sasha Willow scene come out of that.
no, I agree with that also. But I saw everything, so she knows what's going on. Yeah, I'm really curious because Michael went to that same off camera, that same senator or congressman to get that, stuff worked out. So I don't know. I'm very interested to see where this goes too, because obviously he's going to rotate back in, I'm assuming. And Drew's going to continue running, and Willow's going to run to him. And obviously Michael's going to find out at some point. Oh my God, Michael's going to be so pissed. Oh, he's going to be so pissed. Oh, he's going to be like, what the? Because she's trying to, I love you so much, and I love our family, and like, uh-huh.
Yeah, that's we made a little scavenger hunt picnic for you out here. It's great. Yeah, it's I mean, eventually Michael's gonna find out, and it's gonna be just some nice,
Uh,
weird. Quartermaine energy for a while. I mean, I guess it's good that Drew will be sometimes in Washington D.C. because he's not going to really be welcome around the mansion for a bit.
Yeah, I'm curious how they're going to play that out. That's what I'm curious about. And but will Michael sabotage Drew's bid?
Oof, man, that's true.
They're
Uh,
Quartermaines. They'll do shit like that to each other.
what do you
Uh,
think's more interesting? More interesting that Drew does become a senator, or less if he loses the race, and how he loses it?
that is a great question. I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know.
I
I think if written well, both could be great. If written badly, both could be we sucked.
That's true. I mean, if he loses, he just goes back to Aurora, and he still has
Right,
to deal with Michael on a regular basis. So that's always going to create conflict.
right,
If he wins, he's gone part of the time because he's in
right.
DC and stuff. It's easier to write him out for Cameron Mathison's real life, Hallmark or America's Great Network or whatever it is, movies that he does now.
Great
Uh,
American Family.
there
America's
you go.
Great Network. I love America's Great Network. Yeah, there is.
The Gaff. He's on the Gaff now.
Well, he's also separating from his wife apparently
Yeah. Hello.
all those years. She's pretty. Um, so I don't know what's going on. The kids are grown, I guess. That's what happens, I guess. I don't know. So he has the abs, the Washboard abs. He's ready to get his abs out on the road, I guess.
That's true. I
Uh,
mean, maybe him and Willow are really connecting in real life as well.
we don't know that for sure, of course, allegedly. Allegedly.
No, that's oh,
Don't say it. JLJ Media said, I'm like, no, we didn't say nothing. We didn't say
according
anything.
to James Lott Jr.
Right, exactly, right, exactly. They're cutting him. Will it go as far as to have Willow and Drew sleep together? I don't know. Good question.
You
Um,
know, you know there's going to be that great classic soap moment where it's like a stormy, rainy night and they're separated from everybody else, like trapped somewhere,
yep,
and then they just give in that one night to their feelings.
they're gonna have to. They're gonna do it. Yes, Cameron is working on. Yeah, he has a game show coming up too. That's true. Tony Moore, I shouldn't work on that behind the scenes. I like Jack Brennan. Hope he sticks around. We do too. If Michael finds out he sabotaged Drew, finds out he will sabotage Drew and take Aurora, possibly.
Yeah, Michael. I mean, Michael on the warpath scenes are. I never really enjoy watching those. So uh, there you go. But that's what we would get for us. You know what? Also, just like I am just not really loving is like, and I know it's her deal, but anytime we get like a shot of like Nina running into any of the grandkids, and one of them like touches her, and she's got like we always cut to her face. She's like, "Oh my God, it's happening, Maxie! It's happening! I'm connecting with my grandchild." Oh,
I'm the opposite.
oh,
Frank's dead inside, so I'm the opposite. I like seeing her with her nephew James and with her grandson Wiley. I thought those scenes were very cute. I completely disagree with Frank completely. I loved it. It was cute.
I guess I should be honoring the story of a woman who's been in a coma for so long and just is, but I feel like I can't anymore with that about like she's rediscovering like simple human connections with people like blah. Oh, I'm just oh, I don't care about those scenes at all. I was just like, why are we watching this?
I like it.
I'm getting wet a little bit. It's fine.
I like I'm not a fan of Sasha and Cody relationship. Actually, I don't mind them. Just put them together. I'm sure they're gonna go around. They're gonna go around that too. We have Mac and all that coming up at some point. So right now, we got the Christina stuff coming to crescendo, and I think after that, we'll get back to that stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like that is certainly writer dictated. They're going to be Cody and Mac are going to have friction for as long as the writers want them to have friction, and
Yeah,
then whenever it's most convenient or helps a bigger storyline, that friction will dissolve through something.
yeah, yeah.
Whether
Yeah, I think it will. Yeah, but I don't. Yeah, I don't. But yeah, They're gonna work it out at some point. Obviously, work it out.
I mean, we saw
Um,
like one scene where, and who knows if this is going to be the case, because I mean that where we saw Cody had a bruise on his leg at one point, and you're like, "Ooh, could this be the hint of a medical issue where he'll need Max DNA to help him?" But I don't know. That's never been kind of followed up on. So who knows? Maybe that was the beginning of something or just a one-off.
and again, we're in during writing changes, so who knows if the writers will pick that up or drop it. That's what when writing regimes come and go, that's what happens. Sometimes they'll drop story, or sometimes they'll finish it. Sometimes they'll drop it altogether. They don't want to write it, or sometimes they'll expand on it. So I guess it's just all these stories were started by someone else. So now we're going to see if they continue them through. That's why
Yeah,
I say I get a little grace. I don't know.
yeah. I don't need any more sad sack Cody. I don't know what's gonna happen. Whatever. You got it. Move on. Let's go.
I haven't seen Camera Show. Um, Folks, it's sunny. We went off for 74 minutes. It's getting hot in my room. So we're going to end it here.
Take that shirt off. Let's go another half hour.
I'm like, James is dying over here. Frank,
Yes.
emails. They want to know what your emails are.
Emails. We got emails
He had 300,000 yet. He was getting close.
every day.
Oh my God, 298.60. Oh my God. You're almost at 300,000.
I think when next we meet, I should cross that
Oh
threshold.
my God.
We're coming rapidly to the series finale of my email.
Exactly. I'm like, you said 300,000. Oh my, you're at 298. Oh my God, Frank, that is crazy. You had folks, you saw it. He's at 298.
We're right there. We're right there. Yeah, I think we're off for 2 weeks.
Yo, back on the 18th, folks. We're back on the 18th.
Guys, that could be the big celebratory.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
Yeah, the thing we would be telling your friends and family where you were the day
you saw 300,000. You saw 300,000. Oh my God, Frank. Oh my God, Frank. I know it's gonna be Frank. You squandered your time off. That is hilarious. I'm seeing these comments coming in. That is hilarious. As comments are coming in. So we'll be off next weekend. Again, I'm going to be out of town. But I'll be back, and we'll be back on the 18th, all the soaps. And hopefully Tammy will be back by then. Frank will be here, myself, Amanda Russ will all be doing it. I have 4 new audio dramas debuting in the next 3 months. Woo! And the trailers are out. And 2 more we're finishing up right now. We got 4 already done. The Text, She's My Girlfriend. Oh my God, look my phone do that. The Text, She's My Girlfriend. Oh my God, why am I blanking on my other 2 shows? I'm so hot.
Is that your finger? I think that was one.
It's your finger. No, that's like said your finger. No, it's oh my God, going blank. Anyway, I got shows out there. They're kind of so hot right now, I can't think what they are. They're coming out. So the trailers are out right now. You can check them all out. And I'm just Amore. I got Amore season 2. It's always I went blank all of a sudden. And there's one more, The Last Floor. There you go, The Last Floor. So it's The Text, The Last Floor, Amore season 2, and oh my God, and She's My Girlfriend. So those are all coming out. Yes, and go watch my interview with Sean Kane. Especially go watch it. Go ahead and watch it. Go ahead and watch it. Yes. And next month in September, I'm actually working on something, Frank, right now for you. I'll do a special presentation to Frank because next month will be 9 years of GH related, because we have different show names, different networks, shows, and you have been the constant the whole 9 years.
Look at that.
I'm actually working on something for. I'm working on something. So the end of next month, December, we'll be working on something. We're going to celebrate 9 years. We're going to something for Frank.
Ooh, really exciting.
9 years. Oh my God, can we do this shit? And then next year will be 10. So I mean, next February will be my 10th anniversary doing all this crap. Or something else. Time flies, Frank. We were babies when we started. Babies.
A decade of JLJ media. Oh my gosh, a decade.
It's crazy. I showed up at AfterBuzz TV, wet behind the ears, a wet 45-year-old.
There you go.
Take me in, and they took me in.
And now you're only wet in your adult diapers.
You guys only knew. That's only new. I know, Andy, you were there the whole time too. You saw me on Dish Day when it was just Days of Our Lives after show. It wasn't even Dish Days. So yes, I'm just like I've been doing this for how long? But we've been doing it for how long? And so I have same plans. So that's coming up later, but you'll find out about that later. That's we're working on that for next month, not August, September.
Buzz you later.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah, I I've not said that in 4 years. I'm not going to. Folks, we love you guys. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, me ain't no busting nobody.